What began as a straightforward argument between Mendes and Yandi has now descended into one of the most devastating and dramatic altercations reality TV has ever seen. In private, arguments erupted, secrets were revealed, and a marriage that seemed to be unshakable now teeters on the brink. Insiders have said that the pair got into a furious argument that required producers to intervene twice, leaving fans in complete amazement. The worst thing was when someone threatened to dissolve Yandi's marriage unless she stopped fighting. There are rumors that it all began with a promise that was broken. However, even Yandi's closest friends are in a state of shock at what she reportedly shouted during the dispute. After allegedly leaving their house in a rage and ceasing to communicate for days, insiders now speculate that divorce attorneys may already be involved. Feelings were running high. The family was split apart, and the one question that everyone has is being asked online: is the superstar couple from Love and Hip Hop really doomed? You won't believe the whole tale, the deception, the treachery, the moment when everything fell apart, and the unexpected turn of events that no one anticipated. Keep an eye out, because the drama is just beginning. It all began over what should have been a quiet Sunday meal. A couple of Yan's closest friends had been invited to the residence. Just delicious food, wine, and a much-needed respite from their busy schedules. Nothing spectacular. On the surface, everything seemed to be flawless. The children were upstairs. Candles were lighted, and soothing R&B filled the soundtrack. But there was a storm lurking beneath Yandi's grin. For weeks she had been attempting to ignore. DC Men had been emotionally and physically aloof. He had been staying away from home more and later, either confined in his office with the door closed, or spending more time at the gym. He continually dismissed Yandi's questions about what was happening. He'd reply, "I'm simply focused." To Yandi, it is nothing. It was all of it. After the visitors departed that evening, the home became silent. Yandi waited while holding a glass of wine on the sofa. She was spared a lengthy wait. The front door opened. Mendes entered with his eyes sleepy and his hood down. He didn't say hello, simply passed by. "We must speak," she said. He turned slowly and froze. "Yes, now." He strolled back over now and sat with his arms crossed across from her. "What is going on?" Yandi didn't mince words. "I'm sick of living with a complete stranger. You don't talk to me very often. I've tried to be patient while you hide behind your busy schedule. However, it seems like you don't really want to be in this marriage right now." Mendes' jaw tightened as he gazed at her for a while. "You think I don't want to be here?" "I feel like you don't," she added, gesturing with shaking voice. He gave a sour chuckle. "After all we've been through, Yandi, that's absurd. That's what you think." "Don't flip this on me," she shot back. "You've been shutting me out, and I know when you do that, it's because something's wrong." He sighed. "You really want to know what's wrong?" "Yes, you're what's wrong." Yandi sat there in shock. "Excuse me, you don't listen? You always want to control everything. Every conversation becomes a lecture. I can't breathe in this house without feeling like I'm on trial. Every argument turns into an interrogation." Her eyes welled up with tears. "So now I'm the problem. I'm not saying you're the enemy. I'm saying we both changed. And I'm not sure if we still fit." A car alarm went off in the distance outside, and their silence grew louder inside. At last, Yandi got to her feet. "If you feel like we don't fit, then be honest about it." Many stood there, face tight, saying, "You think I'm faking? Everything I do is for this family. It's for you, but I can't give what I ain't got. And right now, I'm empty." Yandi left without saying anything more, making her way upstairs, shutting the bedroom door, and crying the following morning. "We can't keep pretending," Yandi told her manager. "Then don't," the manager said. "Be honest." Things worsened when producers of their next project contacted them to film a sit-down about their relationship journey. It seemed that fans had been asking questions, and the distance between them was showing on camera. "Be unpolished. People are hoping to witness that, and that's what they did. An hour was the estimated duration of the sit-down interview. Nearly 3 hours passed. The discussion descended into a full-blown breakdown at the conclusion, forcing the production team to stop filming. While shooting, Yandi wiped her tears and said, "I feel like I'm doing this marriage by myself. I adore him, but only if he's not willing to compromise." Mendes also didn't mince words. "You speak about how difficult things are for you all the time. However, did you overlook the fact that I spent years behind bars? Do you believe I was unaffected by that? The world had moved on without me when I returned home. I'm still looking for my place. All right, and it may not be here." The ensuing hush was intolerable. The crew hesitated. Off camera, one producer went up and whispered, "Shall we put an end to this?" Yandi's eyes widened as she glanced up. Put an end to the argument or dissolve the union. It wasn't a question, and after that interview, Mendeecees remained silent for the first time. Things quickly got out of control. After learning about the drama, blogs began publishing unique insider information. According to T1, Mendes had already left. Yandi was meeting with a divorce lawyer, according to another. Within hours, the Dorjatimai Yandy vs. Yandy Mendeecees became popular. Even other cast members added their voices. According to Erica Mina, occasionally the strongest, Safri offered prayers to them both, saying, "Black love ain't easy," but not everyone was supportive. Some followers accused Mendes of gaslighting, saying, "Woman still gets tired." On national television, Yandi was accused by others of dehumanizing her spouse. The strain was tremendous, and the internet was ripped. Yandy stopped using social media. She didn't go live, didn't answer messages, and shut off her phone. She was emotionally and psychologically worn out. Mendes, meanwhile, was seen lodging at a downtown hotel. Photographs of him attempting to blend in while wearing a hoodie were captured by fans. However, nobody was aware that a third party had entered the scene, and that they were about to alter everything when a former member of Mendeecees' family returned to the public eye. Additionally, their presence poses a risk of further separating Yandi and Mendes, possibly permanently. Mendes had just gotten comfortable in his makeshift hotel room when a name he hadn't seen in more than a year rang on his phone. He gazed incredulously at the television. Samantha. It wasn't because she was attempting to reach out, but rather because of when she decided to do it. Yandi had always been at odds with Samantha, who was the mother of one of his children. On good days, their co-parenting relationship had been amicable, but on bad days, it had been poisonous. And now that his marriage was failing, she was phoning suddenly. After he paused, he said, "Hello, hey." Samantha's tone was informal but sharp. He murmured, "Everyone is watching now because I saw the interview. Everyone is watching now because I saw the interview. It's everywhere," she remarked. "People believe that you all end." Mendes gave his face a massage. "I have no idea where we are at the moment." Samantha hesitated. "Well, I'm available if you ever need someone to chat to." She just said that, but it was enough to set off a chain reaction. Kimela, Yandi's friend, phoned her in a panic a day later. "Tell me, girl, why Samantha shared a photo with a mysterious remark about how some individuals turn around after realizing the truth. She's doing it intentionally, you know." Yandi felt her blood boil. "She is really exploiting my suffering to get influence." Kimela added, "And wait, tagging a place in the heart of the city." Yandi's heart fell when she saw Mendes in the same hotel. Kimela cut them off. "You think I don't know what they did." She is definitely attempting to make it seem as if something occurred. However, within minutes, fans seized on the tale. One blog appeared next to Samantha's post, as well as the context of Mendeecees' hotel photos. The windows and the seats matched, and suddenly a new headline was created. Yandi dismantles black love, while Mendes rebounds with X. Although Yandi remained silent in public, she was in a downward spiral in private. She sat by herself in the bedroom, looking through old pictures from better days, text, and remarks. Images of their wedding, children, holidays, and vacations suddenly seemed like specters of a life that was slipping away via her fingertips. She almost didn't answer when Mendes phoned her that evening. However, she felt compelled to take up. "Hey," he said in a careful, quiet voice. Her words were blunt. "What do you want?" "I simply wanted to let you know that Samantha and I did not meet. So why is she posting in the same way that you did?" He stated it was because she was dirty. Furthermore, "I have no influence over her actions. She phoned me, I took it up, that's it." Yandi remained silent. "I promise you," he continued, "I haven't breached any boundaries." Yandi finally said anything. "The fact that I'm not even sure what to believe now says a lot, regardless of whether you did or not." Mendes sighed. "I am aware," she replied. "I need space." "You got it." Double quotations. Click. The following morning, another wave of drama struck. This time in a since-deleted Instagram livestream from inside the family. Yandi previously adopted a young lady named Infinity as her daughter. Spoke up. "I adore Yandi," she said live. "But for a long time, things haven't been right. Ever since Mendes returned home, I felt excluded. I expressed my feelings to her, but she didn't seem to listen." The comments were very crazy. Yandi isn't being pulled along by Infinity. Everyone is now betraying her. This lady never seems to be able to relax. Mendes also viewed the video. He couldn't dispute the effect it was having on Yandi, even if he was disappointed that their family company was now publicly visible. She didn't respond when he phoned her again. In the meanwhile, Yandi's team received an offer from a producer of a big network program to make a solo special that would tell her side of the tale. Just Yandi raw, unadulterated, and at last speaking the truth. No minds. She was encouraged to accept it by her management. This has the potential to alter the whole story. You're being made into the villain by everyone. In this way, you regain control. Yandi wasn't certain. "You did that interview previously, and I don't want to take advantage of my marriage." Her boss reminded her, "This only offers you an opportunity to direct the conclusion." Yandi accepted after a long night of introspection. Within days, filming had begun the next week. Online, there were exclusive teasers. Yandi's pacing, sobbing, and even reading old text messages aloud while clutching pictures of herself and Mendeecees. The fans were moved. Support erupted in the comment areas. "Queen, you are loved. Peace is something you deserve. Leave if he doesn't perceive your value." However, one remark in particular, and it wasn't from a fan, was noteworthy. Mama Judy sent it, under a teaser video of Yandi discussing feeling undervalued. Mendes' mother appears. Mama Judy said, "Sometimes people want praise for things they're supposed to do. Being a wife don't mean being a victim." The internet exploded. Yandy responded in private rather than in public. She was furious. She told her manager, "It's unbelievable that she would say that. She is going to label me a victim after all I did for her kid and this family. Would you want to answer?" Her boss questioned, "Do you and why?" Shook her head. "No, I've had enough of that side of the family." She was unaware, however, that Mendes was observing the whole event. It also broke him. He listened to her interviews on repeat as he sat in his vehicle. He felt more alienated than ever after reading his mother's remark. It seemed like everyone else was discussing his marriage except him, and he came to a realization. He hadn't put up a fight, not at all, not in the manner he had promised upon his return home. And after realizing that, a choice that would stun Yandi, their family, and the internet as a whole was made by Mendes. Mendes eventually contacted Yandi after many days of quiet. However, it wasn't a brief phone contact or text this time. Early in the morning, a handwritten note was brought to her door. No producers, no cameras, just unfiltered feelings leaking onto paper. "Yandi," the letter said, I've been self-centered. I allowed pride and suffering to put up barriers between us. I want to fight for us, not for the cameras, or the after finding the letter before going to a brunch with friends. Yandi stared at it for a long time, her heart racing, wondering if she could believe him. After everything that had been said, after the distance, the accusations, the tears, was this real? Later that day, Yandi shared a vague Instagram story with a picture of a burning candle and the caption, "Sometimes you got to let the old burn before the new can rise." Fans immediately started speculating. Was this about Mendes? Was she ready to forgive? Or was this just a cry for help? Mendes, meanwhile, wasn't sitting around waiting for answers. He flew to a couples therapy retreat. Not just any retreat, but one known for intense, no-holds-barred sessions featured on TV. He publicly announced on social media, "If we're going to save this, we've got to put into it." The news on the first day of the retreat. The tension was high. Yandi arrived apprehensive but determined, and Mendes gave her a tentative hug. But it was obvious the wounds were deep. Their first therapy session was brutal. And when the therapist asked them to talk openly about their pain, Yandi broke down first. Some fans praised his initiative, calling it a positive step, while others are still skeptical, questioning whether it was a publicity stunt. After a long silence, Yandi finally said, "I'm scared too. Scared that if I let go, I won't have a family anymore, but also scared to keep holding on to something that's dying." Mendes wiped his eyes and said, "I'm scared." Yandi was afraid of failing again, and the therapist pressed harder, asking, "What's the real reason for this fight?" After hours of intense emotion, Mendes nodded slowly. "I don't want to lose what we built, but maybe we're holding on to the wrong things." They left the session exhausted, but hopeful. But as they made their way back to their rooms, their phones buzzed simultaneously, revealing a new message. "Someone's leaking your therapy sessions." The message was simple but chilling, and it came from Jamal, Mendeecees' longtime friend, who is rumored to be their family mediator behind the scenes. Be careful who you trust. The threat added fuel to an already raging fire. The next day, as cameras rolled, a surprise guest appeared. Yandi's sister, SSSE. She stormed into the retreat's common room, eyes blazing. "I'm tired of watching you both pretend," she said. "Yandi, you've been carrying this family for too long." Voices were raised, and the argument was intense. "And Mendes, you're escaping your obligations." "And Mendes, you're escaping your obligations." The group watched in disbelief as Charisse accused Mendes of being emotionally unavailable, and Mendes responded that Yandi had taken on a controlling role. After Charisse left, Yandi broke down in tears, asking why it had to be this way, and why family was making things more difficult. Mendes pulled her close, saying it wasn't just about us. In the midst of the chaos, a new player emerged. An insider close to the couple, with shocking information, contacted a major gossip outlet with a bombshell revelation. It's everyone's story now, and it was true. Social media had exploded overnight, with clips of the therapy fight, Shares' outburst, and candid moments from the retreat flooding the internet. Trending hashtags included Savvy Andy and Mendeecees and Drama. Mendes had secretly met with Samantha again, but it wasn't what anyone expected. According to the insider, Mendes was trying to work out child support and co-parenting issues with Samantha, but the timing made it look like something else entirely. The insider said the timing was awful, but this is about their kids, nothing more. Yandi didn't believe it. In a tearful confessional, she said, "I want to believe him. I do. However, how can I when it all seems like he'd tell a lie?" In a live Instagram video, Mendes explained his side of the story. "I'm trying to fix the past mistakes. I never cheated, but I understand why she's hurt then. Just when it looked like the couple might pull away." Another blow came. Mendes' ex-girlfriend Tara appeared on a popular podcast and gave fans wild speculation about unresolved business with Mendes. The podcast went viral. Yandy's emotions crashed once more when she confronted Mendes in private, asking, "How many secrets are you hiding from me?" He looked down, but the doubt had already taken root. The couple faced their most difficult test to date, juggling family pressures, public scrutiny, and their own responsibilities. Their relationship was more tense than ever before, with both fans and family analyzing every action and word. However, behind closed doors, the pressure was intolerable. One evening, after a long day at the therapy retreat, Yandi received an anonymous text message that read, "Check your phone. You deserve the truth." She opened it cautiously and curiously, and to her surprise, it contained the truth. She confronted Mendes that night. "How long?" she whispered, her voice breaking, and Mendeecees looked down. Yandy's heart broke as she stared at the evidence of betrayal. A series of screenshots of texts between Mendes and a woman named Nikki, whose name Yandi had never heard before, were flirtatious, intimate, and shocking. Nikki called him "my king," and Mendes replied with heart emojis and promises to meet soon. The argument quickly escalated, with voices raised, doors slammed, and Mendeecees packing a bag and leaving, promising to get help and make things right. The family was left divided as he finally admitted, "I didn't want you to find out like this. It wasn't supposed to happen. I was weak." Yandi scoffed, "You destroyed everything we've been trying to fix." Fans flooded social media with heartbreak and outrage, with some pleading with Yandi for strength and resilience, while others felt sorry for Mendes, citing the chaos and pressure around him. One fan tweeted, "He should have stayed loyal," while another said, "She deserves better." In the midst of the fallout, Mama Judy spoke out once more, defending her son while acknowledging the pain, saying, "Family ain't perfect, but we don't give up." Yandi, meanwhile, chose to take charge of her story. In her solo show, raw and unfiltered, viewers saw her breakdown and her unrestrained expression of worries, hopes, and sadness. "I loved him," she said, adding, "and sometimes love isn't enough." Mendeecees issued a public apologies and promised to undergo counseling after she said in the special's conclusion that she needed time to not just recover, but also to discover who she was without the turmoil. Fans were left wondering what the future held for Yandi and Mendes. Would forgiveness be possible, or was this the end of an era for one of reality TV's most watched couples? Stay tuned, because in the world of reality drama, there's always another twist waiting around the corner. As the cameras stopped rolling, one thing was clear: this story was far from over. Emotions ran high throughout this entire story, from fiery confrontations to moments of vulnerability that left us all on edge. The family was left divided, the fans left wondering, and the future was left uncertain. Will Yandi and Mendes find a way back to each other? Can forgiveness heal the wounds, or are they destined to go? Yandi's heartbreak, Mendes' mistakes, family drama exploding, and secrets finally coming to light. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Who do you believe in this complex web of love and betrayal? Do you think Yandi should give Mendes another chance? Or is it time for her to move on? If you enjoyed this in-depth analysis, please share your ideas and theories in the comments section below. What about the enigmatic Nikki? Is there more to her story that we haven't seen yet? These questions linger, and only time will tell what happens next. This story is far from over, and we'll be here dissecting every scandalous moment just for you. Thank you for watching, and now feel free to share this video with your friends who share your passion for reality TV drama. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more juicy updates, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a twist. Up until keep an eye out and be theatrical the next time. theatrical the next time.